I was always at the back of the jail, and we just moved out just before the jail wall collapsed.
All right.
Right. Only for that, like, I wouldn't be here today. And then we moved from there then up to Newport's Lane. And they had to knock down the Newport's Lane houses then to build the new houses in Newport's Lane. And after that then I moved up to D Street, and we've been there ever since.
So do you have a lot of vivid memories of your childhood growing up in Newport's Lane?
Well, I would, yeah. We used to go out and we used to play. We'd have old bicycles, like, you know, and there was no such thing as tires or tubes or anything on them. They were just ordinary wheels, you know. So stuff like that. And then we'd say, when we get our holidays, we used to go over to Jones's Wood. That was across the river.
Over in the Barrack side?
Yeah, actually up by Sally Park. And we'd be there, like, you know, and we used to enjoy that. And we'd go to Tramore. But your mother would never be worried about you, like, you know, and once you knew you were with someone older and would take care of you, you'd be okay. Now, yeah, I suppose you couldn't do that today.
No.
Because it's a different time, like, you know.
I know.
But it's very enjoyable, though, and you never went into your mother and said, we say for the holidays that you were bored. Because she wouldn't even know what that meant, you know.
Exactly, or stress.
Now they're trying to figure out like where to bring the kids and stuff like that. But the school holidays went very fast, and they were very enjoyable. And we used to love going to Tramore.
Would you cycle out to Tramore as well?
What's that?
Would you cycle out to Tramore?
No, we used to go on the old Tramore train.
Oh, of course.
You know, and you go down then of a Sunday and you get the ticket. Or someone will go down in the morning to get the ticket. And then you go down probably about 12 or 1 o'clock and off to Tramore. And then you stay there for the whole day.
Yeah.
You know, and we used to go up, we used to get boiling water, and there'd be a big kettle as well.
Wasn't there a woman down there that used to sell boiling water?
Yeah, Gertie was on here.
Yeah. We'll go on to your childhood now, because we'll come back on to, as you got older later, Michael, but we'll go to your childhoods now. At the, just having a chat about the childhood now. So Joe, you were... Can you hear that? Is it okay? Oh yeah, sorry, Joe.
Well, I was born in Waterford, like, but at 4 years of age, and I moved over to Ferrybank. Like. The new houses were built in Rockingham at the time.
But you were born in the inner city?
I was, yeah. But, I always had memories of Waterford, like, because my mother was from Ordinagrania, and my father was from the Manor, so I spent a lot of time, well, especially in Ordinagrania, like.
Yeah.
They had huge gardens up there now. My grandmother, I heard back in the old days, she used to keep pigs there. But I remember, there were huge big gardens. But back in my day, like, I remember chickens there. She had a kind of a little orchard as well, like, and gooseberry bushes, blackthorn bushes. So as young lads, we spent our time, like, mostly.
Is that the outskirts of that?
Yeah, it's the top of town, they call it.
Yeah. And do you remember, like Michael, did you have bicycles that you probably all shared and cycled around on?
Yeah, I often cycled to Tramore, like, you know.
You didn't take the train all the time?
Oh, I did. I went on the train, alright, but when you go off with your friends, like, you go off to Woodstown or Tramore, like, there'd be a bunch of you go off, like.
Yeah. So there wouldn't have been the cars on the road, I suppose. It was
no, there's very few cars in the day, like, you know.
And Ed, you came from the middle of the town as well, didn't you?
I came from Downey's place, and as a treasurer used to play trains, you know, but then we used to go and play conkers.
Oh yeah.
The conker, and then we used to play skip and swing on the poles. That's as far as I can remember.
You were swinging off the what? The poles?
Oh yeah. That's what I was doing.
No, they used to have a rope.
And a rope here.
There'd be a rope on the pole.
Oh, and then somebody else would turn the other side of it.
Well, no, the rope would be on the pole, right? You got onto it. There was a sling on it, and then you went around it. It's like that, wasn't it?
And then you used to run around that pit, around playing soccer on the square. That's all I can remember so far at that age, that period.
And that's Dominic's place. You're still in that house, aren't you?
Yeah, I was still there.
Your mother and father's house.
Yeah, in the
Nice.
one father's
Has
house.
it changed a lot over there since you were small?
Well, not really. It's just that there are new people coming in.
Yeah.
There's going and people that I used to know of. Like the town, the street is not the same.
No, obviously,
You
yeah.
know, things have to change.
Yeah, I know what you mean. We're going to move on a little bit to your church memories or your cinema or your first
Yeah.
dates.
I used to go to Ballybricken.
To the church there?
Yeah, Ballybricken. And then, don't you see me go to Regal or the Coliseum? That was down in Adolf Key, the Coliseum. Or we go to Savoy.
Right.
Yes.
So plenty of cinemas in the middle of
Oh,
town.
they were, yeah. So three cinemas there, we call it. Regal, Regina, Savoy, and Coliseum. There were 4 cinemas at that period of time when I was there.
Right.
We would go out to country to be blackberries. To go get price of pictures.
Oh, you sell the blackberries, how do you
Yeah.
pick them?
To go to get price of pictures.
And would you be was that sort of the same thing for you, Joe?
Yeah, well,
same kind of
I've-
entertainment?
From being from Ferryman, I used to go up the golf links. I'd go up early in the morning and I'd collect golf balls, they'd be lost, you know.
Oh yeah.
So at the end of the day, you'd have maybe 20 or 30 golf balls in the bag.
And then you get those for the
I,
cinema?
yeah, I might get a 10 bob note at the time, like, and,
Oh wow.
you
That
know,
was a big money.
yeah, it was big money, but
Yeah,
Yeah,
it
that's
would have
nice.
been at the time. And how did you make your money to go to the cinema, Michael?
Well, we used to go out and we used to pick blackberries.
Well, the same as Ed then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I didn't say what Ed said, but what we used to do when we used to pick the blackberries, we used to bring them in, right? And what you do is, there was a fella down in Bridge Street, and you went into him and you sold them, you see. But to make them weigh more, we used to put sand.
Oh,
In water.
clever.
And water.
Like, you know, but, he didn't know the difference. Or sometimes you put water in, like, you know. But he kind of know about the water, and he poured the water out. you
Yeah,
know.
yeah.
And if you got a half a crown, half a dollar in them days,
Yeah.
that was a lot of money, like, you know.
What was a big film back then at the cinema? The westerns were big, were they?
Yeah, probably Shane, I suppose.
Shane.
Shane, I remember that one, yeah. And then there was a lot of things like The Robe and Cuivales,
Oh yeah.
right? And they'd be down in the ridge, down the Regal or down the Savoy, you know.
All right, so you remember. And what church would you have gone to?
Well, I would have went to Ballybricken,
Same as Ed.
right? But sometimes now what we do then is we go down to St. Patrick's, and that was especially around Christmas, when there'd be a midnight mass. And the midnight mass is done away with now, like, you know what. I mean, people used to come in and there'd be 3 sheets to the wind after coming out
yeah.
the
Maybe
pubs.
that's why they did away with
I think that's why they
That's
done away
right.
with it, like, you know. That's where we used to go.
Yeah.
And then you go to we used to call it the big church, you know, down that way.
Oh, that was a big church.
Yeah, well, the St. Patrick's, then there was the cathedral with the big church. That's what it was always known as,
All right.
you know.
And what about dances? I've heard so much about this Olympia ballroom.
That was when the place was here in down on the mall there. This place would go for dating.
And that was really the place everybody went,
Yeah,
was it?
yeah,
Even
yeah.
for Barrack, Joe.
yeah, I often would do.
Yeah.
You'd have all the women on one side of the hall and all the men on the other
Yeah,
side.
and probably no alcohol.
No, a bottle of Jaff and a club milk.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah. And just walk somebody home, is that the...
That's
Yeah,
routine.
yeah.
Yeah.
That's routine. Good walk from where you home.
And do you remember any shops that were like really famous shops?
Well, I tell you, I remember one right, and it was in Patrick Street. And there was a woman there, her name was Mel Larkin. And what she used to do is she used to sell comics.
May Larkin.
Mel Larkin.
Ballard.
Mel Larkin, right. And she used to sell comics. And you went in, and I'm not too sure, but I think if you had a comic, you gave it into her, and she exchanged it for, I think it's a penny or something like that, like, you know. But she used to be, when we go in, the counter was big, and she'd be sitting on the seat, and she'd be looking down on us, you know.
All right.
And there was, I think there was the Beano, and then there was 64 page comics. They were small ones, like, you know.
Yeah.
But that's one of the shops I remember.
And it's down on Patrick Street.
It was down in Patrick Street, halfway down
All right.
in Patrick Street, male applicants.
How about you, Joe? Is there one that sticks out in your mind?
Yeah,
or-
Woolworths, yeah.
Woolworths.
For all the fancy sweets and
Oh yeah, and did they have
Yes,
a little, kind of like a little cafe there, you know, with the stools? Did they have that with the
No, I
counter
don't.
where you could get coffee and tea? No?
I don't remember that now. I just remember all the
Oh,
different
flavors.
types of sweets they had and all ties and stuff like that, you know.
Yeah, that would have been the
Yeah.
really the great shop of the day.
Yeah.
wouldn't it? That was down by the cathedral, right?
Yeah, I remember
Where
hips.
Penny was.
Yeah, hips were
Hips.
yeah, they'd make a suit for you or whatever. You know.
Oh.
Yeah,
And that was down the
Yeah.
there?
it was, yeah. Across the road from there.
All right. And how about you, Ed?
Well, somebody saw them there was Woolworths.
Woolworths as well?
That's one place I remember.
Yeah.
You know, the sweet water on inside.
All right.
And
And how about work? What was the work in town?
well, what I used to do was, I just do a odd job, don't go around whatever. But the job I was in the bucket factory.
In the bucket factory?
Yeah, that's when we caught up and grew up. I worked in the what's that place there? What you can't remember now. The other place went from the VSEC, then went from there. Where I thought the first was the Woodwards. We used to timber Morrison Timber Yard
All right.
down there where I started first.
Yeah.
Then we went up to town. Then I walked out to. That's how I was. I recall was ACC. I've done 7 different jobs before that.
All right. How about you, Joe? Did you ever work in the middle of town, or any
Yeah.
memories of what maybe?
I did. I worked in an office, a drawing office, you know. Worked with an architect, like for. I worked in different for about 10 years. I was at that, like,
Yeah.
and then I moved into the P&T at the time.
And was that in the centre of town as well?
Yeah, it was the P&T was here actually in the out there in the barracks.
Oh, no way.
Yeah, they had their stores there, like, and that's,
Yeah.
I remember, like. I
So
mean,
the town had an awful lot more going on.
yeah,
than it
yeah.
really.
I mean, I could look out my window and I could see all the boys going out in the trucks in the morning. I'd leave it to the last minute, like,
Yeah.
and
of course.
I just run across the road into work, like.
Handy. No
Yeah,
traffic jams.
yeah.
How about you, Michael?
Well, I had a few jobs, but excuse me, the first job I had was it was a messenger bike. I was a messenger boy,
Oh yeah.
and that was down in High Street, and there was a shop down there, and it was Morris's, right? And they used to sell eggs and butter and stuff like that, you know. And then I put them all into the big basket on the bicycle, and then they used to go up to Newtown and deliver
Up the hill.
up the hill, right? And when you get there, then you put the thing up on a stand, and I had it one day, and there was eggs in it and butter in it, and the wind toppled the whole thing over, and it was like a mobile omelette,
Oh
you
yeah.
know.
So you had to go back down.
Yeah,
That's
well, I
it,
mean, no,
it-
yeah, well, the thing about it is that when I put it up, it wasn't too steady, and it kind of toppled over, and I had to cycle all the way back and,
Oh, no.
clean the whole lot up, like,
Did you
you
get
know.
into trouble?
Yeah, and then after, well, I wasn't too bad, but after that then I got a job in Imco, that was the cleaners, and they were there before the chocolate shop, or either before or after the chocolate shop, you know, the chocolate shop.
No, but I heard you talking about it before, the chocolate.
Yeah, that was on the corner, George, remember? As you come down London Lane and you go down by the, it was just as you come down there, we say, from the chocolate, it was on the corner anyway, I know, of Broad Street and the Rundle Lane.
All right.
Yeah, that's where it was, yeah.
And that's Sweetie Powers, no? Was that where, or is that a different shop? Where the Sweetie somebody was, no?
Ah, no.
So I'm thinking of something else then. I'm getting, with all the stories I hear, I get mixed up.
Ah, yeah.
Tramore train that you mentioned, you all have good memories of the Tramore train.
Oh, yeah.
And what about immigration? Did you lose family members to immigration? I suppose everybody did.
I lost my
yeah.
father for about 6 years.
And where did he go, Joe?
He went to Waterford. His sister lived in Waterford, you know.
Where?
Waterford, yeah,
Oh,
in
yeah.
England, yeah.
What, in England?
He worked in Smith's factory, a tool factory over there.
And that would have been very far at the time.
Yeah.
That's like kind of going to.
There was no work here, like he just had to go, like, you know.
And would he come back very regularly?
Oh, he would, yeah. My mother wouldn't go, like he'd often ask her to go over, like, you know, but she
And how
wouldn't.
often would he get to come back home?
Maybe twice a year, like, you know.
Well,
Yeah.
that's quite
Yeah,
a sacrifice.
yeah.
How about you, Michael?
Good stuff.
Well, the only thing I remember about immigration was that it was the what do you call it? The Great Western. Yeah, that was the ship, right? And that used to bring lots of people to England. And I knew someone went over, and they were only over there about a week, and they couldn't stand it, like, you know. And they brought over a bag of washing back to his mother,
Oh,
and that was the end of his emigration.
wow.
You
The
know.
mother was delighted to see him coming back with washing.
Yeah.
And would the Great Western have left from Jordan's?
No, the Great Western was, we say, there was a wharf, right, and that was at the back of the Tower Hotel. And this ship then used to go to Fishguard, I think it was, wasn't it?
Yeah.
You know, wherever. But that was the main one that would take all the people, we say, to England. And then I don't know how often he used to sail during the week, but that was the main one. And if you saw the ship going out at some stages, like, there were so many people on it, like, and they used to take cattle and everything, like, you know. So
Yeah.
that was it.
And then did immigration impact your family or friends?
My uncle went to Australia.
Who did?
My uncle.
Oh,
And
that would have been very far at the time.
Dad, me,
Still is.
Merle's brother. We went to Australia. And he couldn't, I was on twice. But I think he's passed away now, in Australia. He
Probably
got
never
married
heard
over
from
there.
once they were there.
Yeah, he never really came back and forward. He went out to the travel.
Yeah, letter writing.
Yeah.
Is there anything else you want to that is in your mind just before we finish up? Any memories of sports or characters or theatre? Does anything come to mind just before we?
No, you're just saying about the docks,
Yes.
right? I remember the time, like, you know, when the docks were there and they were very busy. And they'd be ships by the new time down there. And we used to go down, like, you know, and you could go up the gangplank and walk around the ship and no one would say anything to you. You know?
Yeah.
And then we'd say that there used to be an awful lot of trawlers come in, especially, like, we say, from Dunmore, if the weather was bad, and they'd be Dutch luggers. And we used to go over there, right, and they'd be probably about 5 or 6 deep. And we used to come into the first one and we'd collect all the bits and scraps of fish. And we got to the last one, then we throw them out to the seagulls.
Oh, and you see the big
Oh,
swarm
it
of
was
seagulls.
great, yeah. You know, and then there used to be the sugar boats, they used to come in. And they had special hoppers. And all the sugar would be coming in German boats, and to be raw sugar, right? And then there'd be hoppers then, and there'd be a big lorry underneath. And all the sugar then would fall around the place, and the place was alive with bees, you know.
Oh, I'd say.
And it kind of turned into treacle after a while.
Gosh, exciting visions.
Yeah, and they used to take all the sugar, and then they used to bring it to a big warehouse on opposite Munster Express, and the sugar would be just piled in there, and then they take it in lorries and bring it back to Thurles to be refined.
Thurles?
Yeah, Thurles, yeah.
Oh, interesting. How about you, Joe? Or Ed? Anything that you...
I remember the cider apples, big shiploads of cider apples, and they'd be all over the docks, like, you know, or sugar, or chocolate crumb.
Wow.
Yeah.
Sounds very sweet.
Yeah, it was, yeah. Get a few bags of it, all right, yeah. A novelty.
So I forget apples in school, cross Fairhaven Bridge to Barrack Street. Come back to the room with the apples. Come across the bridge. And once the train came across, and we're halfway on the bridge when the train came across. And we had to go down on the bus cars, and the vibration of the train.
Oh God, that must be terrifying.
Oh, I tell you, it was very terrifying because we had to hold on for dear life because we were going straight into the river with vibrating, but yes. I never forget that. It happened more than I would never forget.
Yeah, and taught you a lesson not to be so reckless.
Well,
I bet not.
no, they weren't, at that period of time, so the car train things was going down. And usually we had at the time when the trees would go around, we could walk across the beach and come back again.
Yeah.
So we used to go to Granny Smith's, Granapple, where you get the apples. But that was only the bad experience I ever got. By God, I never done it again.
Learn your lesson.
Over the highway.
Thanks very much for the chat.
Thank you.
Down memory lane. It was great.
Enjoyed it.
Aye.
Thank you.